just going to start this live feed. I've got, according to my Chromebook, I've got 4 minutes yet before 11 o'clock, but give people time to find this and to log on. So I'm just gonna keep you company for a couple of minutes here before I start actually talking about what I want to talk about here, which is how the rest of this course is going to go for the rest of the semester. Um, anyway, it's cool. Anybody that's finding this, if you're finding this live feed now, then go ahead and log in. If you got a YouTube account, go ahead and log in so that you can chat me a hey on the little chat window there. So I know you're watching. I'm gonna do the video um, even if nobody joins me, but it's nice to know if somebody's watching at the time. I will post this video on our Moodle page at the top. I'm planning to do a live stream every Tuesday at 11 for the rest of the semester, which is only about 4 more, I guess. But I'm going to try to do that just to address the things for the week, any issues that have come up, and that kind of thing. It mostly it won't be for teaching. I don't have a way to do that here. I can't go through material. I don't have the setup to do this. What I'm using right now is a borrowed Chromebook, which, if you're familiar with Chromebook, it's not a whole lot more than a video game controller. But so I don't have a lot of tech to work with here, but I'm gonna try to max it out, do the best I can to give you things. We're fortunate to have 2 platforms that we already had going. We had the My Math Lab, which will be dependent on even more, and then we had Moodle, which is for all our classes. We're gonna have that. So that'll be nice for us to have to work with. Anyway, again, if anybody is finding this, and if you're logged into YouTube, then chat me hello, so I know you're there. But I guess I'll kind of start talking about what I wanted to talk about. I first wanted to encourage you and say that I think this is an opportunity for us to do something that it's been a long time since I think Americans have had the chance to show their kind of frontier spirit and willingness to do to overcome some obstacles, and this is a major obstacle. And so I'm anxious to see what we can do. I hope the people that are still with me here on this class, I hope you can kind of jump into this, and I'd love everybody to be successful here, have a lot of success with this course, finish up the semester in spite of everything that's going on. I'd really love to have some success and some people moving on, because I feel like that's what we do here. And so I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of our students doing that, and particularly my students I'm most interested in, of course. So this is I guess it's about 11 o'clock now. So I am specifically addressing my Tuesday, Thursday, 11 o'clock Foundations of College Algebra class. If you're in that class, then I'm talking to you. And again, if you can log in and chat me a hello, how you doing, that'd be great. So I know that you're there. Otherwise, I'm going to figure that I'm talking to an audience that hopefully will see this later when I post it on Moodle. But it is a live stream, so let me know if you're watching. But this is, I want to talk about how the class is going to go for the rest of the semester. I'd like everybody to finish up. Fortunately, we had half the semester to really get things going. And so I from here on out, there's a lot of information that's in the top portion of the Moodle shell for this class. Oh, thank you, Amber, for logging in. Um, I I've got three little notices, or I guess two little three notices at the top of our Moodle page that weren't there before. One of them is called "What to Do for Foundations of College Algebra Starting March 30th." And I'm going to talk about mostly what we're going to do there, but that's your reference. If you forget what I say, you can go back to that. That's I'm really just going to tell you what it says for the most part. So that's a document kind of summing up how the rest of the semester will go, and I'm going to talk about that now too. And then there's another document that is our calendar starting March 30th. That's a Tuesday and Thursday by Tuesday and Thursday calendar. It says Tuesday the 31st today, and it tells you what we're working on that day, and then Thursday the 2nd, it tells you that, so on, all the way to the end of the semester. So that's kind of what you can look at if you've got the ability to print both of those, so you have those, you can look at them quick without having to go back to the Moodle page. But anyway, I'm going to talk about most of that stuff anyway. And then I have another document at the top giving my office hours. So let me just go ahead and throw my office hours in here now. Every Monday through Thursday, I'm going to have office hours from 1 to 3, and on Friday from 10 to 12. Those are 10 to 12 in the morning. So 2 hours every weekday. And what I mean by office hours at this point is that I am going to be available. You can expect a quick answer to an email at that time, any Monday through Thursday from 1 to 3, or Friday from 10 to 12. If I'm not emailing you right back, it's because I'm emailing somebody else right back, but I'll be to you pretty quickly. And so those are times when you can catch me quickly. There'll be other times where I check my email. A lot of times throughout the day, throughout the day, I up until, I don't know, about 8 o'clock at night, there mostly isn't a 2-hour period where I don't check my email, but sometimes it might be a little bit more than that. But in any case, at those times, I'm immediately, or pretty much immediately, available. Romera, thanks for telling me that you're here. Appreciate that. I did my 8 o'clock class this morning. I had 5. So right now I got 2 people that have let me know that they're watching live now. So I appreciate it. Maybe I'll get more than 5 by the end. Again, I will post this on Moodle after the fact, but I want to go through the grade components. You remember there are 4 grade components for our class. There's the homework quizzes. Now those, and I want to tell you what we're going to do with each of these. The homework quizzes we're done with. Now that we don't have a specific class time that you're coming to class, most of the reasons that I gave those homework quizzes, it's really a moot point at this point, because I was given those homework quizzes to encourage people to be there at the beginning of class, to be there at the end of class, and to do the homework. But all 3 of those really don't apply in this situation. And for one thing, we don't have a set class time. Now I am doing this live stream during your class time, but you don't actually have to be watching it now. I encourage people to, so that you can, chat me a question or something, and I'd try to address that. But you can watch it after the fact. So it's not really such a big deal about having a homework quiz to make sure you're here at the beginning and at the end of class. And also we'll see that the homework that you do in the book, we won't be doing that anymore. Everything that we're going to do is going to be on my math lab. So that's the other 3 components. You remember we had homework quizzes that I've talked about. And then secondly, we had the online assignment. That was the homework assignments on my math lab. Those are still due. I mean, they're going to be due at the end of the semester, but those are didn't mean that they're due. I mean that there's still things that I'm wanting you to do, and so they're all due on the 30th of April, the last day of class. And so I'm trying to get you to work about where we are all the time. Okay, Dalen or Javian, thanks for letting me know that you're there. So now I got three. I got three that have let me know they're here. So I'm gonna let me see. I was going on with the assignments on my math lab. That really hasn't changed. You have still till the end of the semester to do that, April 30th. The other two elements, the chapter tests, we've taken one. We took a chapter test over chapters 1 and 2, and then you'll have a chapter 3 test. That'll be on my math lab. And then we'll have a chapter 4 test that will also be on my math lab. And those are only open for 3 days at a time. There's a 3-day period where you have to do that. And if you look at your calendar that I've posted, a Google Docs calendar at the top of our Moodle page, it gives the dates for each of those. I'm going to talk about one of those that's coming up the end of the week right here. But you can always look at that calendar that's on there and print that off. And I'm going to try to go by that just as much as possible. Try not to change it if I don't just have to. And so the tests, those two tests are going to be on there, and the final is going to be on my math lab as well. It's already on there, but you can't take it now because it has a fixed number of days. I think I gave you more days there. I think I gave you 4 days to take the final, but that's during finals week. And so you'll have that available to you as well. Let's see. So those are the 4 components. 3 of our components are now on my math lab, and I'm actually really glad that we had that. We had my math lab where I could easily post tests and easily post a final on there. Or relatively easy anyway once I figured it out. So that's kind of where we're working now. This week in particular, I think we talked about. I think we were talking about 3.5, maybe the last time that we were in class. In fact, y'all's class was the last one before they sent us home. Oh no, that was not the last one because that was a Wednesday. They sent us home, but I think we were doing 3.5 as far as I can remember. I didn't get to bring my books or anything home, so I'm not positive about this, but I think we were doing 3.5 last time we were in class, and 3.6 is kind of attached to that. It's really not new material. So 3.7 is what I'm wanting you to do. Now, if you look at Moodle, the bottom half, the top half, the first 8 weeks or so really don't have many links and that kind of thing. But the bottom half, the half where we are now, I've put a lot of links for the topics that you're going to be doing. For instance, right now, if you haven't done 3.7, which is about dividing polynomials, I may have even done that in class. I'm not sure, but it's about 3.7. So if you haven't done 3.7, I'm wanting you to do it, today and tomorrow. I put a bunch of videos and I put a little 3.7 by all those to show you that those were ones that go with that. And so those are things that you can kind of watch and see some examples, see how things are done, and then do the homework on my math lab. Now, the homework is just like it's always been. I want you to make an 80%. You got to get 80% to get credit for a homework assignment. And I'm wanting you to be about at 3.7. So work on that today and tomorrow and hopefully knock that out, because our chapter 3 test is at the end of the week. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, chapter 3 test will be open for you to take on my math lab. And so it'll be up to you when you do that. Whenever it's convenient for you, you can do that during those 3 days. But let me kind of prepare you for that. When you take that, you want to have everything ready in advance. It's not so important when you're doing the homework. If you forget to turn off your pop-up blocker, you can always go back out and turn off your pop-up blocker and get back in. But On this one, you want to have your pop-up blocker off to begin with. So make sure your pop-up blocker is off, because all the questions come up as pop-ups, and you don't want them to be blocked. So we want the blocker off, so that pop-ups come up, because that's the way all the questions are on the test. And I don't think time will be an element for anybody. I think everybody will actually have plenty of time to take the test. But you want to have your stuff ready. You want to have paper and pencil to write on. You want to have your calculator there with you to work on that. And I'm not sure, they used to have a lockdown system where you couldn't bring up another browser or another window. I really don't know the standing on that right now. I'm saying don't bring up another browser or another window while you're taking the test, just because I'm really not wanting you to have the whole internet world as your reference for a test, but also I'm afraid you might get kicked out of the test too, and then you're done, and whatever score you have is what you have at that point. So just don't bring up another browser while you're taking that test. That test will be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, for you to take that. And I'll probably, on Thursday morning, I'll probably send you a little message to remind you that you can take that test anytime. So that's this week, and that's exactly what you'd see if you download that, or if you print off that calendar that I put in a Google Docs calendar at the top of our Moodle page. You'd see that that's what I got scheduled for Tuesday and Thursday, and you can kind of see how it's going to go for the rest of the semester. If anybody that's watching right there has a quick question I can answer, you can type it in there. I'll try to talk about it. I've pretty much talked about the things that I want to hear. I won't be able to teach class or give examples here on this live stream, but I plan to do this every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. But I have another technology that I've been playing with, VoiceThread. Some other people are using it too, and somebody kind of turned me on to that. That will allow me to do some examples. So for the sections that I've known people to have a harder time with in the past, I'll be doing some voice threads that you can log into and see me do some examples on that. So that'll probably be about the only teaching that I can do as far as instructing you and showing you how to do the math. Mostly we're kind of depending on some YouTube videos that I've posted for each week as we finish up. If you remember, the semester started on Wednesday, so it's kind of weird the way Moodle has set up the weeks. It goes from Wednesday to the following Tuesday, but still, I tried to put the videos under the places where they'd match up with the calendar, and we can all be working on the same thing at the same time. I've got no objection to you working ahead with the homework. You're welcome to work ahead. Some of you already have. That's fine. I would caution you against being very far behind, because that'll catch up with you. We don't have that much time left, really, just about 4 weeks. So I would caution you about getting very far behind. But you see, I think that's about all that I wanted to mention here today. Be working on 3.7. I'll send you a message on Thursday to be taking the Chapter 7 test, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, whenever you feel up to it. And you probably won't see me again until this time next week. I'll do another live stream at 11 next Tuesday. And thank you for those that are watching and haven't logged in, and for you three that have logged in, I appreciate that. I'm going to post this on the top section of our Moodle shell for this class, and this is where I'm going to sign off. Everybody be well. Everybody be really careful with doing all the things that we're supposed to do, and hopefully I'll see you again next week, or you'll see me anyway. um, and I'll plan to do another live stream a week from now. Y'all take care and be well.